Department of Veterans Affairs is planning to cut approximately 70, 72,000 jobs, roughly 15% of its current workforce, Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins confirmed Wednesday. Collins said in a video statement that as the VA conducts this department-wide review of its organization, operations, and structure in accordance with President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE, Workforce Optimization Initiative, it is taking a pragmatic and disciplined approach to eliminating waste and bureaucracy. Our goal is to reduce the Veterans Affairs employment levels to 2019 in strength numbers, roughly 398,000 employees from our current level of approximately 470,000 employees, Collins said in the video. So basically everyone that Trump hired when he was president, they want to fire all those people now. Now that's 15%, that's a 15% decrease. We're going to accomplish this without making cuts to healthcare or benefits to veterans and Veterans Affairs beneficiaries. Collins' statement comes after the Associated Press reported on an internal memo describing plans to cut 80,000 jobs as part of an aggressive reorganization of the agency this summer. The memo sent by the Veterans Affairs Chief of Staff, Christopher Cyrick, said the agency-wide reorganization would take place this August and instructed top-level officials to prepare to resize and tailor the workforce to the mission and revised structure. Cyrick's memo reflected Collins' statement that the agency plans to cut enough employees to return to 2019 levels of staffing. Doing so would require cutting tens of thousands of jobs at the VA that were created under the Biden administration. Actually, a lot of those people were hired during Trump's administration, including through the 2022 PACT Act, which expanded coverage to veterans affected by burn pits. The department had already undergone waves of workforce cuts under the Trump, including 1,400 employees axed last Monday and 1,000 cut early in February. Collins said that the cancellation of up to 875 contracts was also going to happen, but the department paused that effort the following day amid outrage from Democratic lawmakers and veterans groups. Collins defended the workforce cuts in a video statement on Wednesday, saying there are many people complaining about the changes we're making at the VA, but what most of them are really saying is, let's just keep doing the same thing that the VA has always done. No, not going to happen, he said. The days of kicking the can down the road and measuring VA's progress by how much money it spends and how many people it employs rather than how many veterans it helps are over. He acknowledged that the news coverage of the VA layoffs, but recently said that they are necessary to improve service to veterans. Now we regret anyone who loses their jobs, and it's extraordinarily difficult for me, especially as a VA leader and your secretary, to make these types of decisions, he said. But the federal government does not exist to employ people, it exists to serve people. At the VA, we are focused on serving veterans better than ever before, and doing so requires changing and improving the organization. The American Federation of Government Employees, the largest VA employee union, issued a statement slamming the layoffs and saying that the VA will no longer be able to fulfill the will of Congress if it returns to 2019 levels of staffing. The union's national president, Everett Kelly, said most of the employees were hired explicitly to provide the benefits provided for in the PACT Act, and called on Congress to intervene in these un-American tactics and put a stop to Elon Musk's Doge rampage through America's most cherished agencies in a blatant attempt to justify privatizing government services. The VA has been severely understaffed for many years, resulting in longer wait times for veterans in need. The Doge plunder of career VA employees, adding to the illegal mass firings of thousands of probation employees, can only make matters worse. Veterans and their families will suffer unnecessarily, and the will of Congress will be ignored, Kelly said. Until Elon Musk and Donald Trump came on the scene, America never turned its back on our veterans and their families, Kelly added. Their reckless plan to wipe out the VA's ability to deliver on America's promise to veterans will backfire on millions of veterans and their families who risked their lives in service for our country. Representative Greg Murphy, a Republican from North Carolina who sits on the House Veterans Affairs Committee, said in a recent CNN interview that he couldn't guarantee that the health benefits and care would not be cut, but defended the restructuring of the agency as essential for making sure it works efficiently for the American people. So the possibility of cutting benefits for the veterans is also, the health benefits are there as well. He said, "Look, I care for veterans. 1 out of 10 constituents of mine are veterans. It's a real issue in eastern North Carolina," Murphy said. "But the real issue is also when nobody can get benefits, they put off their doctor's appointments for 8 to 10 months when they can't get care. That is where the agency has failed. We're trying to get an agency that actually works for the people that's supposed to be taking care of," he added.